What's going on, guys? This is Hassan from the Spiritual Walks. I hope everyone is doing absolutely amazing. When we look around us sometimes, or when we catch ourselves going by life, we sometimes notice that we're not there. And in order for you to notice it though, you will quickly realize that something is there to notice that you are not there. I like to call this being in tune with yourself. When you are absolutely in tune with yourself, whatever activity you may be taking part in, wherever you are, you are there, present, and in the moment. How often do you find yourself that when you sit down and have a meal and you're about to eat some food, you finish your entire meal and you actually don't even know you've finished that meal? It's satisfied your hunger, fair enough, but you didn't experience the bites, you didn't experience the flavor really. It's almost like your mind was occupied somewhere else, or you may have been on the phone or occupied with a movie or whatever it may be. Now, let's imagine you are sitting there, you are eating your food, but with every bite you are looking at the food, looking at the colors, the textures, and with every bite, as you are chewing this food, it could be an apple for an example, as you are chewing this, every bite brings out a burst of flavor, and you continue to chew, and the texture slowly changes, and you swallow the food. There's an entire process that we miss here when we are not in tune with ourselves, when we are not present in the moment. And this is really the differential between living a life fulfilled or living a life as though you have missed a lot of it. Okay? Someone could live their entire life constantly in a rush, trying to go from one place to another, trying to constantly get the end result, which is when you eat food, you just quickly want to eat it to fool yourself. When you're listening to a song, you quickly want to just skip it and, get to the end or go on to the next song quickly. Like this, you kind of miss a lot of what's happening. And so these moments are, in a way, incomplete. And so, if you want to live a life that is complete, somewhat complete, fulfilling, and meaningful, be in tune with yourself. Because when you're in tune with yourself, you never wait. You're never impatient. Because being in tune with yourself in itself is a beautiful experience. And it's almost like a fragrance that beautifies or enhances whatever else you do. So when you're eating this food, you are fully having your awareness incorporated with every bite, with everything that you eat. So one analogy I'd like to use is, let's suppose you play the guitar. You string the guitar and you notice that the sound is off. It's out of tune. So what do? You tune the guitar. Now, you may not have the ear to realize how to tune the guitar. So what you do is you may use an app, or you may ask someone who actually has a good ear for the notes, and so they help you tune the guitar, or you use the app to tune the guitar. And every now and then, the guitar naturally goes out of tune when it's not being used. So every now and then you have to retune the guitar to make sure that you're hitting the right notes when you string. And this is the same with us. There are times where we are in tune, and over time we kind of get dragged out of tune, because that's just how life is. It's almost like it's an entropic process. When you are in tune, there seems to be order, and naturally it all disintegrates into chaos. But everything is so much more beautiful when there is tunality, when you are in tune and present. This is why I like to come out in places like this. A big field of grass, some trees, nature essentially. A lot less distractions. To me, it's the distractions that put me out of tune. So what happens is, as I spend more time in places like this, where it's still beautiful, natural, what happens is that I kind of tune to the environment. I become more in tune with the sky, the trees, the flowers, the birds, the animals. And so what happens is, when you actually go ahead and continue your life after having showered yourself in the frequency of what this is. I don't want to use the word frequency because I don't want it to sound too new agey and stuff like that. But when you shower yourself with the presence of nature, when we go ahead to engage in the distractions or just our general way of life, our work and so on, we are still in tune with ourselves. And eventually there comes a point where you don't necessarily have to visit places like this to be in tune. Because in the same way with the guitar, you don't need someone to help you tune the guitar or the app. You eventually get used to learning the ring and the tone of what a tuned guitar is like. So immerse yourself with that which helps you be in tune. It could be playing the guitar. It could be taking a walk in a park or spending time in the park like this, like myself. It could be cooking. It could be dancing, singing, reading. There are certain activities that bring yourself back to yourself, where you live more consciously, and anything you do more consciously becomes beautiful, becomes sweet. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out. I'm very happy to speak to you about this. I genuinely feel like there is a lot of fulfillment in being in tune with yourself. You may have moments like this in your life already, and these moments may be accidental, or they may happen because you have achieved a particular goal, or you have hit a particular milestone in your life, and that experience makes you feel more alive, more in tune. But it's only a matter of time until that gets taken away. So feel free to reach out. I'm active on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.